Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. We're on a boat today, and we're headed across from Fort Fisher over to Southport. And from Southport, we're going to go over to Oak Island. Look at some changes that's been going on at Oak Island I kind of want to cover here on the channel. I know a lot of people will take vacation in the Oak Island area, and there's something that you might want to know about before you go this time. So they have kind of implemented the P word, paid parking. That can be an ugly word for some of us, but all in all, it seems like it's something that's just happening to all these coastal beaches here in the Carolinas, and it's kind of hard to get away from. So we're going to go over there and kind of check it out and see, is it just the oceanfront area that's paid parking, or is the whole island going to paid parking? Is Caswell Beach, do they have paid parking? I really couldn't find a lot of information on Caswell Beach. I always just thought Caswell Beach was part of Oak Island, but maybe not. Maybe it's its own thing. But we're going to go walk right over there and take a look around and see if we can see any kind of paid parking meters, or you know, those little things that you scan, barcodes, QR codes for paid parking. We're going to check all that out today. So we're going to kick back, enjoy the trip, little ride over, and have a good time. And it is very windy today all across the board, because when I was riding down the oceanfront area in Carolina Beach and Curie Beach, I noticed all of the lifeguard stands had red flags out today, just, you know, for people to stay out of the water. And even over here on the Cape Fear side, Intercoastal Waterway is very choppy. So we actually are going to have a little fun with this and and go and walk up to the front of the ship and see how much water splash and stuff like that is going on. So now we're on the front of the boat, and as you can see, there's no splash, very little wind up here. The water is kind of choppy, but not too bad. I think it was worse back there at the dock when we was leaving, and it might get a little choppy right out there in front of us. So as we travel across the Cape Fear River, right over here to our left, this is actually Zeke's Island. And then over here on the right hand side, this little knoll or island right here is actually called Horseshoe Island. You can also see right in front of us, you can start to see a little bit of Southport way off in the distance. And that big old pier right there, it extends out, is from a factory. And that's where we're going to turn or take a right next to that pier. We'll pass the pier, take a right back in that cove, and that's where the ferry will unload. And we made it over to Southport. There's a lot of people in Southport today. Quite the busy bees. Not a lot of parking. What's going on? Or is this just a typical Sunday morning here in town? And we made it. Going across the bridge. Right here's the Intercoastal Waterway as we make our way over to Oak Island. And right before you cross this bridge, not even a half a mile from here, I already seen a big sign all lit up that says paid parking. So they want you to know before you ever step foot on this island, there's paid parking. So we're just going to stay straight right here instead of taking a right to go down to all the Oak Island beaches. And we're going to go straight and go to the left over to Caswell Beach first and see if they have paid parking, because on the website I couldn't really get anything to come up about Caswell. So we're going to check that first, and then we're going to work our way down to Oak Island and take a look around and check out some of the paid parking areas. All right, friends, I have made it down into the heart of Caswell Beach, and this here is the first public beach access area with actually where parking is available. And guess what? There's no paid parking down here. So that's very interesting that Caswell Beach, even though Caswell Beach is on the same strip of land, Oak Island, all this is free parking. There's no posted stuff. I've went all the way down through there already and looked around, and there is no paid parking. So that is very interesting. So that definitely, if you're someone who don't want to pay the $5 hour fee or whatever. It is per hour, you know, to pay to park, or is it $20 a day, I think? This here gives you an option that you don't have to pay for parking down here. That's kind of cool. So you know I cannot come over here to the beach without just taking a peek at the water today. It is just so chilly right here. I mean, here we are at the beginning of June. I just talked to a nice couple and they was asking me about, is this paid parking also? And I'm like, not that I can tell. And they're doing what I'm doing today. They're from Carolina Beach and they came over here just to see the lay of the land and just something to do here. And they're like, yeah, man, there was paid parking on Oak Island, but they come down here and they was asking me, do you know if this is paid parking? I don't see no sign. I'm like, nah, I don't think it is. I didn't see any kind of signage. So here we go. Look at the ocean, how calm it is. This is way different than what it is over at Carolina Beach right now. It's very rough. Look at that, how calm it is. It's almost like a lake. Just little ripples of waves. All the wind is actually coming from the north behind us, so it's an offshore wind here. That's why you don't see the water so rough. And right over here, if I zoom in, you can see the old Baldy Lighthouse over on Bald Head Island. Right there in the middle of the screen. That's the old Baldy Lighthouse. And a little quick fun fact for you. I don't know if y'all remember it, but back in 1990 they made a movie. They filmed a movie over there. It was called, what was it? Weekend at Bernie's. And that was where they shot a lot of the movie, right over there. And they actually go up in that very lighthouse in one of the scenes. So who knows, maybe one day we'll get to go over there and do a little tour and try to line up some scenes from that movie. Very funny movie. Kind of silly when you think about it now, but really cool. All right, let's get moving and see what else we can find today. Let's go check out some more parking areas. All right, friends, I have made my way down the road a little bit further now, and now I'm down here at the Oak Island Lighthouse. And they have a public parking area here. And this is actually the lighthouse visitor parking only. So there is no paid parking here. And this also says a 1 hour max. So something that I'm noticing about Caswell Beach is really and truthfully, you don't have a whole lot of opportunities for like public beach access. So the one I just showed you might be one of the only ones. I'm gonna keep driving down a little bit further as we get closer to the fort. That's the end of the road. And yeah, we'll keep looking. But this might be the last chance to park. Check this out right here. Right here is a century tree. Look at that. That thing will be blooming pretty soon. We had one at Curie Beach last year. We're gonna keep on driving down through here looking for another public beach access parking lot, if there is one. So right here is Fort Caswell, and this is the turnaround. So unfortunately for Caswell Beach, there is not a lot of public beach access spots anyway, so you pretty much have that one public beach access parking. So if you decide to come over here, you better come early, because that will fill up. That is not a big area at all. And they do have another parking place right here at the Oak Island Lighthouse, but it's only for the lighthouse itself, and it's a 1 hour parking. So just keep that in mind. So not a lot of opportunities, even though it is free here at Caswell Beach in that one spot, but that ain't a whole lot. So now we're gonna head on toward Oak Island parking area. On the ocean front, we are starting the old Yopon Pier. We're starting that area and just kind of, which I think is now it's called the Oak Island Pier, but to me it's always going to be the Yopon Pier. But all in all, we're going to start there and then we'll work our way on down the coast. All right, friends, I have made my way down here to the Yopon Beach Fishing Pier, or Oak Island Fishing Pier. And yes, there's paid parking all over the place, and I'm about to show you kind of what the signage looks like and how to do it. So down here in these parking areas, you will see some signs that look like this, Oak Island, and it'll say pay to park. And like this right here says LSV golf cart only. And I noticed they got like golf carts right here. I guess local people has their golf carts. And if you're going to park like out here, I guess you use this QR code and scan it. It actually is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. from April 1st to September 30th. And I think it's $5 an hour. I don't really see it marked on here. I guess you'd have to pull up on your phone using the app or something, but I heard it was like $4 or $5 an hour, and then like $20 or $25 a day. So just kind of be prepared for that, and you should be okay. So right down the street, a little bit further, they have some parking, not on the ocean side, but just across the street from the ocean front. That area right there is also the same thing as paid parking. And then there's another really popular parking place down this way, and we're going to walk down there and look at it because it's been a place that kind of a go-to for me over the years. When I would come to this area, I would park down there. So let's go down there and check it out. So right here in front of this will always be the old arcade to me over here. I used to spend many hours in this place playing games, but this here is the event center. It says 801 Ocean Event Center, and this right here is also a parking permit is required to park here in front of the event center. So they're getting you whichever way you turn, it looks like. And right down the road here a piece, here is another parking area, and these here have the same signage set up here. So this one here actually has this one posted, pay to park. And then these over here are a little bit different. This here is a town resident parking only. So if you're a resident here on Oak Island, you actually get like a sticker or a pass or something to put in your car, or on your car, I guess. And this would be your parking. So I can't remember how many. I got quite a few friends that has homes over here. I think they said they get 1 or 2 parking passes per house that you can use. And then you have to buy extra if you want. I think it's something like that. So right across the road is quite a bit of parking, and it looks to all be paid parking also. So right here, this street I'm on right now is actually called Barbie Boulevard, and you can see right down here is the Yopon Beach, and you can actually see the pier right through there. But right over here is the Yopon Beach Pier. This is Barbie Boulevard. And you can see there's a lot of parking available right in here. This used to be a hot spot for people to come over here and then just walk across the street and enjoy your beach day, which I'm not saying you can't do that anymore. It's just you got to pay for parking now, so just be prepared, right? And right here is another sign. So at Carolina Beach they do this, or at Curie Beach I've noticed they do this. You're not going to get a parking meter. You're not going to get any kind of you know, any of this signs like for every parking spot. You just come here and park and then walk to a sign and use your smartphone. Hopefully you have one. I don't know what you do if you don't got a smartphone, but you just scan that QR code and then you pay right there via your credit card or whatnot. Which I know some people don't like doing that stuff, but you know, some people don't like dealing with this, because who's to say these people ain't gonna get hacked one day and they don't get all your credit information? I think that's the biggest gripe most people have with doing it, besides actually having to pay for it. But I don't know. It is what it is, and this is becoming the norm here in this part of the state at all of our beaches. It's just something you don't have to deal with, I guess, if you want to go to the beach. All right, now I'm going to make my way down the coast a little bit further, look at some other beach access points and check them out, and then we're going to wrap this up, because you know, it's kind of looking to be like a, you know, I really kind of thought maybe these over here might be safe. I thought it was just going to be like the oceanfront beach access points, but that don't look to be the case, because these are across the street and you got to pay. And then back that way, the one I zoomed in on earlier, they're not on oceanfront neither. So yeah, so let's go check out a few more and we're gonna wrap this up. And it is a quite chilly day here. This is crazy. This is June and it's like 68 degrees out here. That is that ain't right. Should be in the 80s by now. All right, friends, I made my way down here to the Ocean Crest Pier, and they do have free parking down here, but it is only for the Ocean Crest Pier people that's going to use the pier, or the restaurant that's located here and that is it. And they actually have a sign up here I want to show you. So probably I don't know if I would test them or not, because I think everybody's kind of expecting an influx of people trying to flock to areas where there's free parking. So they put this sign out here, parking for the Seahorse Restaurant, Eats and Drink, and then they got the Ocean Crest Pier and Island Way only. So another one bites the dust. I'm not going to go down any further today because I do need to turn around and start getting back home. But we're going to make our way back to the north, and I'm going to show you all of the public beach access spots down through there. Just quickly, we're going to go through them, and I'm going to show you which ones have the paid parking. I mean, all of them has it, but we're just going to give it a little dry run through and just take a look at each one. And there's something kind of neat that's still down that way that I put in my last Oak Island video, and I got to stop by and say hello to them. The king of the driftwood people is still alive and well. So we're going to say hello to him and goodbye and see if he's behind all this crazy paid parking. I think he is. He showed up last year for the first time. This is funny. The first time he shows up, the following season, everybody goes into paid parking mode. Maybe he's the one that's behind it. We're going to go ask him. Do a little interrogation. All right, friends, here we are on the corner of 25th PLE. Don't really know what that means, and I guess that's Eats Beach Drive here on the main drag. And this here is a public beach access. And right here we have pay to park. At least one spot. Now this is where strange, I think. I don't know how this works, but does that mean with that sign right there, this is your only spot to park? And then these all say resident parking only. This one, all of them have their own individual sign. Town resident parking only. So that's kind of crazy. You don't have, out of town, or you don't have a whole lot of opportunity coming to this parking lot and parking anywhere. So you got one chance, and that's it. So definitely keep that in mind. This is very interesting. And over here we have no parking, so you can't even park. I used to see people like park up against this greenery, and now that's posted no parking at all, so you can't even do that. So let's move on down the street a little bit and look at another one and see if it's kind of set up about the same way. All right, so now this time I'm down here at the corner of 32nd and East Beach Drive. And this here is also a public beach access point. And this is what we're dealing with here. It looks like some of the same stuff. You know, you have one or two parking places. You have two here for the pay to park. And then everything else is resident parking. All the upfront stuff is all resident parking. And then I'm wrong, wherever here's also a pay to park. And I guess this here would be a pay to park also. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4 pay to parks, and then you have 3 for residential. And there's the beach. Makes me want to go over that hill, right? But anyway, we still got a few more spots to look at to get an idea of what to expect if you come down here and you want to have a little beach time and you have to drive. All right, friends, I have made my way off the ocean front a few blocks, and we are at the Southeast 46th Street and East Pelican Street. And we're down here in the area where the tennis courts are located. And then we have this beautiful park area they have right over here. But unfortunately, this stuff is pay to park also. So if you're someone who comes over here and likes to play a little tennis, you're going to have to pay to park, unless you're a resident here on the island. And I understand some of this stuff is like for residents, more or less. I mean, but you never know. I mean, this is I don't know how it works. Like, if a lot of people come here and rent homes, there's not a lot of hotels here on Oak Island. So if you're a renter and you come here and you rent a home, does the parking pass go with you? Or it's on the owner's car, right? You can't like swap it from other cars and stuff. At Carolina Beach, you know, you gotta like stick that thing on there. But over here, I'd really be curious if you have any know about this stuff. How does that work? Like, if you own a home here and say you rent it through Airbnb or something, and so the person come here to rent your home if it's back off the beach, and maybe they're disabled or they can't walk good, and maybe they can't ride a bicycle or whatnot, and they want to go to the beach, they want to drive their car to the beach because maybe they got a lot of stuff. You know, some people really camp out all day, so it takes, you know, a vehicle to get all your stuff at the beach and set up your canopy and things like that. What do? Do they have to pay for parking? Like if they're there for a week, every single day, that's like $20 or $25 a day. That adds up some big dollars on a vacation. And if they're not expecting that and they get down here this year, that's kind of an owie moment. He's like, oh wow, what the heck, you know? But they do have a lot of residential parking down here at the tennis area, which is expected. But if you would want to play tennis and you're out of town, you're going to be paying to park. And then now let's go down here to the park itself, the splash pad area for kids, little playground area, and check out that area. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be paid for. If they're making you pay to park for play tennis, you know there's going to be paid to parking over here in this play area. All right, friends, right here, we're over here in the park area, and right there is the splash pad and playground. It's right here, and sure enough, this is another spot where you have to pay to park. So just keep that in mind when you're visiting the area. They have another parking area over here on Southeast 46th Street and East Dolphin Drive. This area over here is a quite extensive parking area, and you know, if they're doing pay to park right here next door, you know, a block away, this would be all paid parking out too. And this is actually a really good spot. I like this parking area here because you're just right across the street from the beach. Those little public beach access spots we've been looking at, you know, they're pretty tight and crowded. But these over here seems way more spacious. A lot more people can come here and park. And once again, they have these signs posted every so many spots for the pay parking app. And then kind of mixed in here, here's another sign, but this here is the resident parking only area. All right, man, listen to that wind. I'm ready to get back in the car. Man, it's cold. God, this is nuts. It's June. It should not be like this. I know who's behind it. I know it is the Driftwood King. He's doing this stuff. This is his doing. We're gonna go ask him some questions right now. We'll wrap this thing up. All right, friends, I have made it to the domain that the Driftwood King resides in. There he is. Come on, let's go ask him something. It's time to do some questioning. Here's the woman that I was here last year without a head, but she has some kind of a noggin now. You can see her eyeballs. Check that out. She's got eyes this year. There's her lips. Got some crazy branches. Looks like horns coming out of her head. Looks like that, what's her name in that movie? God, Thor Ragnarok. That woman that had the horns right there. That's who she is. I can't remember her name. If you know her name, put it in the comment section down below. Was it Hela or something like that? Here is the dude. Look at him. He's just cocky. He's just sitting out here hanging out. This here is the Driftwood King. I named him that. I don't really know what they call this thing, but it's been out here for a while now. But once he showed up, that's when all this happened. Are you collecting all the money for the parking? What are you going to do with that money? What's he going to do with it? He's guilty. Look at him. He's just sitting there, just like same face, smiling, whatever. Yeah, I'm behind it. It's all good. It's all good. All right, friends. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I just want to see for myself. I know some of you who watch the channel, who would watch my Oak Island video last year, y'all every once in a while y'all put little comments in there and ask questions and stuff like that. And these are just one of those videos that kind of help you before you get here, to kind of prepare yourself. Might not affect you. You might rent a a home on the ocean front or whatnot, and it might not even affect you. But if your blocks back and maybe you can't ride a bicycle or whatever, you don't have access to a golf cart, and you have to drive over here to the beachfront area each day to set up and do your thing, you might want to know this. This could definitely affect you. So, and definitely if you're out of town like I am, I will come over here to Yopon every now and then, or the Oak Island, Yopon Beach area, and get in the ocean and hang out, or maybe go fishing. But this definitely changes my thought process on it, because why would I come over here and pay for parking? You know, if I can just stay where I'm at. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Things are changing. We got to adapt to them. Got to make some decisions. Here in Brunswick County, Oak Island is paid parking. Holden Beach is also paid parking. I think Oak Island is $5 an hour. I think Holden Beach might be $4 an hour. Ocean Isle Beach, as far as I know, is still free. And Sunset Beach, except that the pier parking area is still free. So keep that in mind, but they're dwindling away as we move forward here in 2023. All right, friends, I'm all done. I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching. Everyone, please stay safe out there, and hopefully I will see you again soon.